Hello, thank you so much for being on this page, because if you're on this page, then you are looking for instructions on how to order ThouART. Now, what is ThouART? ThouART, if we would use today's language, it would just say you art, or your art in this case, your art. If you've ever read the King James Bible, it's these and thous, and thou means you. So, in this case, ThouART is your art. It is a artistic rendition of your life. How did we come up with this? Well, about 20, well, no, really, a couple of years ago, last year, I have a girlfriend, Rochelle. Hey, girl. We, in our 20s, just used to, do a lot of going to different concerts, just traveling around the U.S., traveling, upstate, down south, just all over the place, just having a good time, laughing. Of course, sometimes just crazy stuff happen, and going to different events, just living our lives. Excuse me. And last year, and every time when we get together, we'll laugh and talk about things we used to do and just die laughing like it just happened. So what I decided to do for her birthday last year was have an artist put these images on some canvas, on a canvas. And, so as soon as she saw it, of course, she was all excited. But she could look at the canvas and say, okay, that was the time we did this, and that was the time we did that. And remember that time when Deborah was driving and we were going up the hill and we both were scared of the mountain, really, or trying to come down the mountain. Whatever it was, when she saw it, she was very, very surprised and very pleased. Okay, and so that worked so well. So I said, okay, I have some cousins, older cousins, 3 of them. They're like 8, 9, and 10, or 7, 8, 9 years older than I am. But they helped my mother and her sisters take care of their children when we were growing up. So I had my daughter and a couple of my cousins do the same thing. I remembered the stories from things they did for us when we were growing up. I had them put them on the canvas and give it to them for Christmas presents of last year. And of course, again, they were very excited and pleased. And so I said, if Rochelle loved this, and if my cousins love this, I know there are other people that would just be excited to see their lives, your life. When you go to buy a piece of art, it can be lovely, it can be pretty, it can be very nice, whatever, but it's not you. And it's not your story, it's somebody else's story. And while you may find yourself in that story, or you may connect with it in some kind of way, it is still not ThouART. It is still not yours. All right? And so that's what this is. So anything that is going on in your life, anything, I don't know, you have a milestone birthday, maybe you, like my mother, went back to school and to learn to do hair when she was 40 and pregnant with my little brother, or, I don't know, you've overcome some great struggle that you never thought you would, or there's a whole maybe 3 or 4 things that you would like to see in art for yourself, or give to your dad or to your mom or to your child, just to let them know that they are precious, and those memories are precious, and that you honor them with those things. That's what ThouART is about. So with that said, let me tell you what you have to do to order. Okay, the first thing you have to do is finish reading the instructions. Let me just say that again. Finish reading the instructions. There are 2 options, but finish reading the instructions before you get to the options, so that you know exactly what you're doing once you do choose the option that you want. Okay? So there are 2 options. And the options has to do with sizes and the number of stories you can put in the art. So the first option, option 1, you get 3 stories. And there's the cost for it is there. And the size is 20 by 16. The next option is option 2. You get 4 to 6 stories. Of course, the size of the canvas is 20 by 24, and therefore, there's more stories you can add. And if you want to add more stories, you keep read the instruction that tells you how that works. Okay, so you choose your option, but when you choose your option, you also have to tell us your story. All right. So I just gave you examples of stories that I told, but there's an example there. So take a look at the example. The first part of it, I should show it to you. The first part of it, you tell your story, and the second part of it, can you see that? The second part of it is there's item 1, 2, and 3. If this is option 1, can you see that? Yeah. And you choose the one. Once you choose your option, you tell the story, give us as much as you want. Then you choose what items in your story that you want to be on the canvas. And then you tell us what colors you like, so that we can at least get more close to your reality. And then if there's a theme or something involved, and you will see the story. I just made up something here. These two people got married. They both were going off to the Marines at the same time. One of them met their biological mom for the first time, and I just created that. But that just gives you just an example of how it goes. And then tell us the tone. Is this serious, sacred? Is it spiritual? Is it playful? How? Just give us the tone. Or if you don't want to give us any of that, just give us your ideas and then let us work our magic. One of the things I do as a family therapist is I connect stories to create like a theme. So if you don't even want to do any of that, just trust us to do a good job with putting your story together. All right? Now, if you don't do it again, if you don't give us the information, we're going to assume that you want me to take care of that, and I will be glad to. And I think you'll still be very pleased because, again, it's your story. All right? All right. So you tell us your story, and then there's some personal information in there. Your name, your address, your phone number, all those kinds of things are needed so that we can contact you if we need to. And then you will have an email address that you can contact us if you need to reach out to us. And the email address is ThouARTist at gmail.com. ThouARTist at gmail.com. Okay, you got story. Okay, so you are agreeing. You know, when you get down to the next part is your PayPal deposit. You can make a deposit and it's substantial. And the reason why is because this is your story. So if you give us a story and then you say, I changed my mind. Well, you can't change your mind. You know why? Because it's your story. And we can't just stick it up there and sell it to somebody else because it's not theirs. And that's why we ask you to commit to your story on the front end. All right? So you give a deposit, or you can pay the entire deposit you can pay the entire amount if you like. All right, so I already told you, if you have questions for us, you email us at ThouARtistic at gmail.com. I think it said ThouARtist before, but it's ThouARtistic, ThouARtistic at gmail. All right, 2 weeks before your painting is ready, we'll send you a reminder, but you need to go ahead and pay your balance if you haven't done so already. And then a week later, we will put your art in the mail, and you will be ready to share your memories with your friends and families. And everything else is there that you need to know. You place the order 60 days in advance, and this is to make sure that we have time to do it to perfection. And I just told you about when the last part is due. If you want a quicker turnaround, there's an additional fee, so you'll see that. But at least you know, I just wanted to do a video to just kind of show you how you would go about doing it, so that, because I know when I do things for the first time, I'm always nervous I'm going to punch the wrong button or not do something correctly. So hopefully that is clear for you. Now again, as soon as your deposit clears, as soon as we get your deposit, and if we need to talk to you, we'll talk to you. As soon as that happens, the artist starts to work on your piece. And so you need to know that's the other reason why we don't do deposits, because you're saying, this is what I want. Now you will see in this on our page examples of some of the work, and I think when you see that work, you will know that you're in good hands and you're about to have a phenomenal piece of art that speaks to your life and your world in a way that a video can't do, or a picture can't. Nothing can do it like this. Just think the value of that. And again, there's nothing that that we won't put to canvas for you. Nothing. As minor as, I don't know, your baby's first haircut, and that's not really minor. So there's nothing minor. If it's important to you, it's important to us. Just make sure you put it as a part of your paperwork so that we can have it. Until next time, I just can't wait to hear about the stories, and we'll have room for you to send us testimonials so we can put it online, and anything else you want to share with us. All right? All right. I hope this answers all your questions, and if it doesn't, again, you can email us at ThouARtistic@gmail.com. Until then, take good care.